Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're delighted you're here. We're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. There's a link to all of your instructors on the website, USAPrepares.com, USAPrepares.com, or you can get to us by getpreparedexpo.com. If you'd like to call in, we have a call-in line. We'll pay for the call, 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. And if you'd like to listen on your telephone, you may do that as well, 605-562-7727, 605-562-7727. And if you're a YouTube fan and you'd like to listen to the broadcast at any time, you can go to YouTube and type in Vincent Finelli, or you can type in USA Prepares Radio, the Ron Gibson channel. Ron Gibson grabs this broadcast off the air every day, posts it on YouTube, and it's there 24/7. So you can find us on Ron Gibson's YouTube channel, and you can look it up by Vincent Finelli or USA Prepares Radio. John is engineering the broadcast in Minnesota. And with me today is your newest instructor. Her name is Ruby Renard, and she's from Nesco, Nesco.com. I met Ruby at an event, and there she was with representing the factory that manufactures food dehydration equipment, Nesco.com. And I have a Nesco unit, and I've had a Nesco unit since the 1990s. It works great. Our son and I dehydrate all kinds of food, and we make jerky. And Dr. Norman Shealy and I were talking about jerky and the nitrites and the nitrates. And, originally I had a concern about it. And Norm Shealy said, "Are you kidding? Take vitamin C and you'll make nitric oxide and you'll have more energy." Well, he was absolutely right. So I've invited Ruby Renard from Nesco to be on the air with us, and we're going to talk about food preservation and dehydration, how it works, and some recipes. Welcome, Ruby.
Thank you.
Ruby, why don't we get started with obviously what is food preservation? So let's just talk about that.
Well, sure. Food preservation is really basically pretty simple. It's just preparing your foods in such a way that they can be stored for later use. Three methods come to mind, such as canning, freezing, and dehydrating.
Mm-hmm.
And dehydration, of course, being one of the oldest methods.
Yeah, it sounds like that would make sense, because all you have to do is, if you don't mind some dust, you can just leave some fruits, sliced out on a rock, right?
Right.
Put it in the sun.
Slam it down, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about food dehydration.
All right. Well, food dehydration, it's pretty easy to do. It's basically what you're doing is as you increase the temperature of the food, doing that makes the moisture evaporate. So basically, air moving over the food carries out the moisture away from your trays. Again, you have that controlled temperature and the airflow creating that dry results that you want. And just keep in mind, too, it'll also keep from spoiling your food.
Now, Ruby, if you mentioned temperature. How important is maintaining a consistent temperature, meaning not too cool, not too hot? What is the significance of that?
Right. It's very significant because basically all foods have these little microorganisms, which is present in all food. And you basically have to maintain a certain temperature to inhibit that. So with our, equipment, we have various temperatures for various types of foods. Herbs, for example, should maintain a temperature between 90 to 100 degrees, to get to that drying level. And so it is very important. Jerky, for example, I've heard you say you loved our jerky. So right. It's excellent. And I set that up at 155 degrees. And it does the job. Again, it's hot enough that it's drying the moisture out, but not hot enough that it's cooking the food. You're drying the food.
Mm-hmm. And class, when we talk about these temperatures, we talk about herbs at 90 to 100 degrees. We're talking Fahrenheit. Mm-hmm. So 90 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Beef jerky, 155 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah. Now, what about let's say, when we talk about one of the I love to dehydrate, and that's bananas. And let me share with you how I do that. Okay. Maybe you can tell me if I'm doing it the right way.
Okay.
What I'll do is I'll go to the supermarket and I will buy 8 bunches of bananas, and I'll find bananas that are not bruised. And then what I do is I get them home and I will peel them and I cut them into discs about the thickness of a silver dollar. That's the thickness, okay? And then I soak them in a lemon and purified water solution, probably a quarter of a cup of lemon to a cup of water, maybe 2 cups of water. And I soak them in there for about 5 minutes, and then I take them out, make sure that they've all been exposed to that water and lemon solution, and I'll put them on the pan or on the tray, the dehydration tray, and I'll set it to a temperature probably, I think, 135 degrees. Is that about right?
Yes, you're right about and that's good how you went about this. 135 degrees is what you want. And as you were putting a description on the thickness, let me give you a tip on that too. Okay. You always want to be careful to not slice your food too thick. That will cause a longer drying time. So a quarter of an inch thickness is a general guideline, which is like that, $50 coin, just the thickness, the size of that. The other elements here is when you're placing them on your trays, we do offer screens. Now, for example, bananas, they can be considered sticky fruit. So what you want to do, too, is place your bananas on this little screen. It's a mesh screen that we offer, and you place that screen on your tray so that once it dries in about 9 to 10 hours, they're going to be popping off easily. They'll come off easier than if they got stuck on your tray for some parts.
And that's a really good point, because what I have to do is as soon as I'm done dehydrating, I will have to take those banana chips off the tray. But okay, so we can use the screens. Yeah,
right.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because then I can take that screen and that goes right over the tray and just pop that in the dishwasher, right?
Right. Our product is dishwasher safe, and of course, just remove it right before the heating cycle.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about. Some people use their ovens to dehydrate food. Let's talk about that.
Right. No problem. we don't really recommend that method. I mean, you can do it, but then you're talking about, the cost of electricity to, turn on your oven. You also have to open the oven door, a few inches, and then have a fan, blowing in toward the oven, and thus creating, a higher cost of doing this. Where our units, it has the right, methods, meaning you have the hot air, which you need. You have the airflow. But this can be done with our units and costing you pennies to the hour. And so it's best to use a dehydrator. It also will control, you have more of a temperature control. And sometimes with the humidity levels in everyone's area, can cause longer drying time. So really an oven.
Go ahead. One of my concerns about the oven, and I haven't used an oven, but I have heard of it. But my concern is how do you get down to 135 degrees? How do you do that with a gas oven or an electric oven? And that really is a concern to me. So what we do, and let me describe our unit. Ruby, our unit is it's a round unit, and it has these round trays, and you can stack the trays one on top of the other on top of the other. And we've accumulated over the years maybe 14 trays. And we've experimented with 4 trays, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we just keep stacking. And we found out that, we can get up to about 14 trays and keep dehydrating with the same unit. However, it takes a little longer. The more material, the more meat, the more bananas that you put on there, the longer it seems to take. But it does it with the same unit. So we don't have to put more trays on the in the dehydrator than we're actually processing the food for.
Right. What I like about our units too is that, different dehydrators that we carry have a capacity of how many trays you can stack up. We even have a unit that you can actually stack up 30 trays all at once. Yet the more trays is going to cost a little bit more longer drying time. Not that much though, I'm talking maybe like a 30-minute difference of time sometimes. So, and then the other thing you want to remember when using our dehydrators, there's no need to rotate our trays as well. So things are going to dry evenly.
Let's talk about that when we come back. And I'm going to share a story with our class today about John Dollarheight. He and I and Judy Dollarheight and their son went to an event, and John Dollarheight saw this particular dehydrator that I have, and he had to have one. He had to have one.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Class, who wants to pay less taxes and enjoy the same tax deductions that the rich take? At the Get Prepared Expo, I'll show you how. This is something I learned 40 years ago, and I'm delighted to teach you. What if you lose your job or your company shuts down? The plan is for you to be financially independent by starting your own business. Any business, whatever you like to do. I haven't had a job since the 1980s. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's how long it takes to die. At the Get Prepared Expo, we'll have pallets of Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems at the lowest prices in the country. Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems, and we'll have the lowest prices in the country on top of the line Mountain House freeze-dried food with a 35-year shelf life. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at the Expo. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. The financial collapse of the United States is a mathematical certainty. There's no doubt about it. U.S. Air Force Captain and author John Regan will explain why this will happen and what you need to do about it right now. We're not trying to scare you, but the collapse is coming. This and 150 seminars and exhibits are included in your pass. $8 online and $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28 and 29 at the Get Prepared Expo, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. Ladies, for $450, you can buy a brand new AR-15 rifle kit at the Get Prepared Expo. Because this AR-15 is a kit, there's no paperwork and no registrations required. It's totally private and all 100% legal. AR-15 kits and seminars on how to assemble them. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. AR-15 kits, $450 at the GetPreparedExpo.com. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. How many of you?
Did you know that drinking pure, high alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at alkavision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com today.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey water filtration systems. The Berkey Light systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at goberkey.com. That's goberkey.com today.
Class, we're talking about food preservation, and John and Judy Dollarheight and their son and I went to an event, and we met Ruby Renard of Nesco, and I said, "Hey, John, that is the food dehydrator that we have, right there, that one, the round one." Mm-hmm. And I said, we got ours about in the 90s. And it works great. And so he looked at it, and he looked at the different sizes and models, and he said, I need to get one of those. And so he asked Ruby if he could buy one, right after the show, take it with him. And Ruby, it was not possible at that time. So John ultimately bought one. He bought the biggest model, and he loves it. And he's called me, and we've talked about it, off the air. Well, I asked Ruby if she would come to the Get Prepared Expo, teach seminars on how to dehydrate food. And I said, and since you're coming to the expo, how about this? How about bringing some dehydrators to sell at the expo, but at the lowest price in the country? And she said, yep, we'll do it. So she and upper management all got together. They said, yeah, we're coming to the expo, and they're going to bring food dehydrators for sale at the lowest price in the country. Am I exaggerating, or is that true?
You are not exaggerating. It is very true. Looking forward to it.
Okay, so we're gonna teach you how to dehydrate, and you're gonna get a chance to sample some of Ruby's recipes, and I have. And John Dollarheight and I each have our own favorite recipes for beef jerky, and I'll tell you what. If you're not impressed, I will be absolutely shocked when you come to the Get Prepared Expo and try some of Ruby's beef jerky. Okay, so let's talk about even drying results, because that could be a problem. So how do we ensure that what we dehydrate is evenly done? And here's what I'm saying. So let's say we take 8 bunches of bananas, class, and we put them all, slice them and dip them in a lemon solution, and then put them on the dehydrator trays. We want them all to to dehydrate evenly. Why is that important? Why is that important? And how do we accomplish that?
Well, John, Vinny, excuse me, basically how to accomplish that is with our units, we have what we call a patent convergent flow. And basically this dry system forces the air down the exterior chambers of the trays, not through the trays, but the hot air is forced horizontally across each individual tray and then converging down the core of the unit. This is what causes that even drying result. Mm-hmm. And then also it's again, I think I mentioned this, that it doesn't it won't allow you, or it doesn't allow you, that there's no need to rotate your trays because of that. Mm-hmm. So you're going to get, consistent results with that airflow system.
And, it really is important, because if you are making banana chips, you don't want some of them sticky and gooey and others, more solid. Right.
You don't. And I've made plenty of bananas in my lifetime, doing this for like 15 years. And one of the things I do is when I go to the market, I buy the green bananas and let them sit for a few days, okay? Or you can, when they have the specials there, the ripe bananas, those are going to be the sweetest. And they are a little sticky, but the key here, too, is the consistency of slicing your fruits, as consistent as possible. There's guidelines that we give you on the website, or, each dehydrator that you purchase from us will come with a use and care recipe booklet. So it's easy to do, it's fun to do, and your results are incredible.
Ruby, you talked about specials. I went into a supermarket. It's on the way to the meetup, and it's called Harder House in Stratford, Missouri. And I went in there, and the produce manager, as I walked in, was rolling out this supermarket cart filled with pears. And he had them really, really reduced, probably a quarter of what they were normally selling for. And I looked at him and I said, "May I buy these?" He looked at me like, "You want all of them?" I said, yeah. So I bought them all and brought them home, washed them, cut them up with the skin after I washed them really well. And I put them in a dehydrator. I'll tell you about that when we come back.
Okay.
Class, who wants to pay less taxes and enjoy the same tax deductions that the rich take? At the Get Prepared Expo, I'll show you how. This is something I learned 40 years ago, and I'm delighted to teach you. What if you lose your job or your company shuts down? The plan is for you to be financially independent by starting your own business. Any business, whatever you like to do. I haven't had a job since the 1980s. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's how long it takes to die. At the Get Prepared Expo, we'll have pallets of Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems at the lowest prices in the country. Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems, and we'll have the lowest prices in the country on top of the line Mountain House freeze-dried food with a 35-year shelf life. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at the Get Prepared Expo. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 200-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins. But did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. bidbit.co.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Class, we're talking about food preservation with Ruby Renard, and I mentioned that I went to a supermarket on the way to the meetup, and the produce manager rolled out a cart of pears, and I brought them home. I bought the cart, and I brought them home and washed them very, very well, sliced them with a knife, and into thin slices about the thickness of a silver dollar, and put them in the dehydrator, and they were fabulous. That's with the pear skin and everything. Have you dehydrated food that way, Ruby?
Yes, I have. For example, even apples. You can once you core them, you could just slice them with the skin. So, and they taste fantastic. It's easy to do. Mm-hmm. And the results are great. I love the pear idea too, because I've done those, and people do anything. They could dip it into a just light even syrup. I'm not into that, but people can do just about anything. Again, anything you add to your fruits, like a coated syrup, is going to add to the drying time as well. So, but natural is best, and the natural sugars that come from that is healthy for you too.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about those fruit leathers. Now you can, if you want to, a lot of children like fruit leathers, and you can take applesauce and put it in your dehydrator with this liner, this tray liner, and make a fruit leather out of applesauce, right?
Correct. I'm happy to say that, now I have 2 grandchildren, and this is also a family activity too, because, they can see how this is being done. And basically you're going to create any puree texture, whether it's from fruit like apples or tomato or carrots, any kind of vegetable or fruit, as long as it's in a puree texture. You're going to pour this texture on a pre-sprayed sheet, a leather sheet, like cooking spray, just lightly. The reason why you're doing that is that once this has completed the drying time, which average time for a leather is 7 to 8 hours, okay? And that depends on the humidity levels in your area or even altitudes. So, but on average, it's 7 to 8 hours to dry a leather. Then the reason why we spray the plastic sheet is because it's easier to peel them off while it's still warm. And you'll know when it's done is when it's not sticky anymore. And it just comes out like a fruit roll-up.
Have you ever had anyone say, you know what, I've never should have done this. I don't know what got into me, why I ever decided to preserve food by dehydrating. Has anyone ever said that to you, or are they impressed with the results and delighted and just keep on doing it as a family activity?
It is, I get the most amazing responses, Vinny, and I am impressed with people out there that are very interested in learning about food preservation, food dehydration, sustainable living. It is amazing how the word is getting out there. And I'm personally impressed because I have been doing this for a long time, and it's very exciting to share, what I've learned. And so no, the listeners, people that I've come across through shows or phone calls, they want to know how they can make food last longer, how to store it, how to make it. And I'm just glad to say that, we provide a product that can give them those results.
Okay, let me ask you this. What is the shelf life of dehydrated foods compared to, let's say, canned foods?
You're going to get at least 1 to 2 years shelf life. There are tips here involved, though. You want to make sure that you're storing this correctly. So if you do that, one example would be if you're using vacuum sealers, that's going to even give you a longer drying time. So proper storage is the key here, like a dark, cool area in your cupboards or in the basement.
What I found really worked well with these banana chips was I put them in a freezer bag. I put them in the freezer, and for some reason, after they had been dehydrated and then put in the freezer, when I take them out, they're even better. Have you seen that result too, or is that just me?
No. I've seen that too. In fact, I have a package of jerky in the freezer, and right now I did 2 results. I did 2 separate packages of jerky, and one I took out 6 months, and right now I'm letting another package stay there for a couple of more years just to see what the results are when you open it. At 6 months, I was impressed that the freshness, the texture was still there as the day I put them in.
Okay, let's make some jerky right now. How do we make jerky? What cuts of meat do we use? What you're going to have these kits? You're going to have these kits at the expo. What's going to be in the kit, and what do we need to do to make jerky right now?
Right. What we would need to do is we'll have the kit, the jerky gun kit. We have spices. We have 2 spices, a spice and cure packets. And for example, just getting we do ground meat here, and I've been doing that a lot of ground meat. So you could get your ground sirloin. I get 95.5%, and basically the leaner the better. But those who, if you get 85.15, I mean, basically you're going to see the moisture and the fat content of the meat coming out. So you want to use paper towels to blot that out. But what you do is you take a pound of ground lean meat. You're going to take a spice pack and a cure pack, mix it in there, and then you're going to grab some meat and put it in the jerky gun. And then our gun comes with 3 different tips. I use the strips, and then you extrude the meat onto your trays. And on average, it dries 4 to 6 hours, and you'll set the temperature at 155 Fahrenheit.
Okay, and let me share with the class the way we do it, which is very, very similar. I've experimented with very lean eye round, cut all the fat off it, and then when it's cold, I slice it into very, very thin, almost paper thin slices. Then I add the cure, and it comes in a package. I add the cure, and I add this. What I like to use is just red pepper, crushed red pepper.
Oh wow!
And I mix it in there in a stainless steel bowl, and get all the meat covered. Then I put it in a freezer bag, and I put it in the refrigerator for maybe a day. I take it out, and then I put that cured spiced meat on the trays and dehydrate it at the 155 degrees until it's done. That's what I do with strips, and I use a lot of red pepper, and it works great. Now when I use ground meat, I'll use the 85-15, and I will do something very similar, and I use that same tip that you do. Now when you talk about the jerky gun, class, this is kind of like a caulking gun, except it's food grade. And you can change the tips, and you get a flat tip that's probably 3/4 of an inch wide, 1/8 of an inch thick, and you just squeeze this gun, and the meat comes out in these strips, and you just apply them to the tray of the dehydrator. And about 8 hours later, right?
Right. It can go up to 8 hours as well. It only depends on how many trays, how heavy loaded you have your trays, right. And even humidity plays a part of your drying time.
And then when we're done with that, it is absolutely outstanding.
And yes, it is.
It really is. And, seriously, and this is going to seem like I'm exaggerating, but I really feel that if I have vitamin C and beef jerky, I have more energy. Now, what I do is I'll spread it out throughout the day. I'll have the jerky throughout the day. And Dr. Shealy recommends vitamin C with it. I literally feel like I have more energy. And I mentioned that to him, and he said, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
so,
makes sense.
As our brain surgeon, medical doctor, surgeon of the year, he said it's a good way to go. And I'm telling you, it really works for me. So I love the beef jerky. And then, when I'm done making it, I'll put it in the freezer in one of those freezer bags so I can take it out at any time. Yes. And that's what I've been doing. But for me, beef jerky doesn't last very long because...
No. That's the thing. It doesn't last very long in anyone's kitchen.
Yeah. And our son, I think when he comes home for the weekend from school, from the university, he will make beef jerky. As soon as he gets home, he starts the curing process, slicing the meat and all that. And then the next day, it's in the dehydrator, goes. And that dehydrator is, the one we have is the Nesco American Harvest. And, class, if you want to think of this as a commercial, that's okay, because I really like this unit, and so does John Dollarhite. And when we saw it Nesco. We called Nesco up and said, hey, we really want you to come to the expo because we really like your specific dehydrator. And I owned it way before I met Ruby. And it's been working all these years flawlessly. So if you want to see what we're talking about and get it at the lowest price in the country, you can come to the Get Prepared Expo. You can have dinner with Ruby. and you can have lunch with Ruby, and you can have 2 dinners and a lunch with Ruby. You can learn how this works. Ask her all the questions. She is really, really well versed in food dehydration. She's been doing it for many years, and you can certainly sample some of her recipes, and she can tell you lots of different ways of using this equipment. So that would be at the Get Prepared Expo, getpreparedexpo.com. And that's it's not this weekend, but it's next weekend. And I've gotten some calls for ride shares from northern New Jersey. If you're coming from northern New Jersey and you want to share a ride, let me know. Pennsylvania, let me know. Michigan, let me know. Texas, let me know. Actually, 43 states come to the Get Prepared Expo. 4 countries, 43 states. If you want to share a ride, Vincent at usaprepares.com. Vincent at usaprepares.com. Send me an email, put ride share in the subject line, and I'll put you in contact with someone who wants to ride. Who wants to pay less taxes and enjoy the same tax deductions that the rich take. At the Get Prepared Expo, I'll show you how. This is something I learned 40 years ago, and I'm delighted to teach you. What if you lose your job or your company shuts down? The plan is for you to be financially independent by starting your own business. Any business, whatever you like to do. I haven't had a job since the 1980s. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's how long it takes to die. At the Get Prepared Expo, we'll have pallets of Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems at the lowest prices in the country. Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems, and we'll have the lowest prices in the country on top of the line Mountain House freeze-dried food with a 35-year shelf life. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at the Get Prepared Expo. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. The financial collapse of the United States is a mathematical certainty. There's no doubt about it. U.S. Air Force Captain and author John Regan will explain why this will happen and what you need to do about it right now. We're not trying to scare you, but the collapse is coming. This and 150 seminars and exhibits are included in your pass. $8 online and $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28 and 29 at the Get Prepared Expo, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. Ladies, for $450, you can buy a brand new AR-15 rifle kit at the Get Prepared Expo. Because this AR-15 is a kit, there's no paperwork and no registrations required. It's totally private and all 100% legal. AR-15 kits and seminars on how to assemble them. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. AR-15 kits, $450 at the GetPreparedExpo.com. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. Helmet.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
You pick up the receiver. With your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead, you finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason! Jason! Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait, no!
Interact with the hosts you're listening to right now, online at gcnlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at gcnlive.com.
Class, I was talking to Erin Dakins over the last several days, and we talked many times during the week. And she's the broadcaster of the Truth Traveler on right here at from 10 to midnight Central Time on GCN. And she was telling me about diatomaceous earth and how she's been taking it, and she feels so much. She has more energy. She feels better. And we're talking about parasites in the body and so forth. And so we have cases of diatomaceous earth coming to, they were just shipped yesterday, and we will be selling them in at the expo. And you'll be able to talk to her. She's going to do some seminars on detoxification and killing these parasites in our body. And she loves diatomaceous earth. So we will be having it at the Get Prepared Expo at the lowest price in the country. So if you're interested, we will have it and you can take it with you. At the Get Prepared Expo, getpreparedexpo.com. That's not this weekend. Next weekend, you'll get a chance to meet Ruby Renard from Nesco. You'll get a chance to meet Aaron Dakins, John Statmiller, some of the GCN team, Lee Wickenhauser. A lot of us will be here. John Moore. The list goes on and on. About 100 seminars over a 3-day period. Dr. Richard Allen Miller, and that's at the Get Prepared Expo. John Dollarhite, Judy Dollarhite. The faculty of USA prepares. So we're talking about food dehydration. And Ruby, one of the guys that's going to be speaking is Len Pence. Another guy is Mike Knox of White Harvest Seed. And they're going to be talking about how to grow a terrific garden. And one of the problems is, you get all of these tomatoes all at one time, or almost all at one time. Now what do? Well, we put them in the dehydrator, right?
Right. You do. One of the things
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about sun-dried tomatoes.
Absolutely, which I do have a recipe booklet that I'll be bringing to the expo there, and everyone can have the ingredients. What I like to do when you get your tomatoes and you have abundance of them, you're going to dry them. You put them in our dehydrator, and you have 5 to 7 hours. You're going to have all your dehydrated sun-dried tomatoes ready to be packaged and stored. Let me give you an idea of what I do. So let's say I'm going to the market. I'm picking up some Roma tomatoes. I want to slice those. Again, everything is geared to how thick of a slice. When you're slicing and cutting your meats or vegetables, you want to get that as consistent as possible. So what I do is about a quarter of an inch, 3/8 of an inch, not too thin. And then what I do is use some olive oil or canola oil, and you're going to brush the tomato slightly, with this oil. And then you can add your own favorite seasonings, such as Italian seasoning. Any seasoning will do. And then you're just going to place these tomatoes on the mesh plastic sheet, and then place that on the tray. And then once again, your temperature would be anywhere between 130 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit. It's that easy to do. when you're making that many tomatoes, like I've done 12, I think each tomato you could almost get about 5 to 7 slices. So if you can imagine how many tomatoes, slices, chips you could get out of just one tomato, imagine, abundant of tomatoes, you're going to get hundreds of chips. You can also make, out of that same tomato chip, you can grind a few of those chips and make your own tomato powder, to season your foods later. And they last from, 1 to 2 years, again, based on how well you've stored that. Again, a really good vacuum sealer, gives you longer storage time.
Ruby Renard, I can't believe it. That's a quick hour.
And we're just getting started.
Ruby, I know we have so much more to talk about. Well, the answer is this is 101. We'll do food preservation 102, 103, 104. Ruby is with Nesco.com. She'll be at the Get Prepared Expo, and you can buy the food dehydrators at the lowest price in the country right at the expo. Buy them, take them with you. That's next weekend. The last weekend in March in Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. Ruby, thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh, my pleasure.
Attention listeners, SurvivalLife.com is giving away free EverStrike permanent matches for a limited time only. These matches are waterproof and will light in any weather condition, rain, snow, or sleet. It will still throw a spark. Its built-in ferro rod strikes at 3,000 degrees, and it is good for 15,000 strikes. Normally, $15. Today, it's free. Get yours at freesurvivalmatch.com. That's freesurvivalmatch.com. Hurry, supplies are limited. Visit freesurvivalmatch.com today.
It's happening again. The feds are trying to ban your freedom to own body armor. In January, a newly introduced bill, H.R. 378, will take away your right to buy Level 3 and higher body armor. Katie Armor offers the most affordable Level 3 body armor packages on the market today. Protect yourself. Buy your body armor now before it's too late. Go to katiearmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Come and take it.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Here is what one doctor has to say about Extendovite.
I would like to thank you, Don, for making my job so much easier, because your products just make it so simple, right? To fool around with a lot of exotic things that don't work, we can just put them on your product and things start to work almost right away. I've had dozens of patients with heart problems who have corrected them, and what it's doing, there's so much garlic in there that has a yeast-killing effect. The yeast is a big problem in the gut, pushes the liver hard. It also has metal chelating effect, and most of the other herbs in there I find that strengthen the arteries. They help to neutralize free radicals. Your remedy close to what we do in our program as you can get as far as one supplement goes. It's working on the gut, it's working on the liver, it's working on the arteries. What more can you ask for?
To get your Extendovite, call 1-877-928-8822 or visit heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked. Here we go. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. And for those of you new to the class, there are about 200 of us here at USAPrepares.com, experts in various areas of, we're innovators. We're dentists and medical doctors and surgeons and broadcasters and CEOs and researchers and farmers and authors and physicists and students rising to become instructors. Now, most of us can't hold down a job. and in that vein, I'm delighted to introduce to you your newest USAPrepares.com instructor, Stephen Steinway. And he's the CEO of a water filtration company. And you've heard of them, ProPure. Welcome, Stephen Steinway.
Hi, Vincent. Thank you very much.
Stephen, we've talked many times off the air, and I was raised in the corporate world by a large credit card bank. And one of the things that they did for all new employees started on the same day every other week. So whether you were a vice president or whether you were part of the cleaning crew or whether you were in customer service, it didn't matter. Everybody started on the same day, and you spent an entire week in training, all in the same class. And the idea was they introduced the corporate culture. They introduced the departments. The department heads throughout the bank would come in and explain what they did. And if you needed any assistance or needed to talk to anybody, you knew who they were. Kind of like what we do at the Get Prepared Expo when we have our banquet meal, and we spend 2 minutes at the microphone and we introduce all of our instructors, all of our exhibitors, and we want everyone to know who everyone else is. And so we learned the corporate culture. And one of the things that we learned was about customer service. For example, when that phone rings, it's not an interruption in your day. It's the reason why you're there. So we were told that whatever you do, don't let that phone ring twice. You've got to get it before the second ring. And you have to pay attention and be on your game 100% of the time. Well, before you and I met, I called your company because I knew of your company and I wanted to investigate your company to see if we should have your product, ProPure water filtration systems, at the Get Prepared Expo, and see if we should include you in our seminars on water filtration. So I called many times and I talked to your staff, and each time I was measuring your company by the standards by which I was trained at this very large bank, who was number one in credit card customers at the time I was there. It was the fastest growing credit card company in the country. And we were told how to behave, how to act, and the customers really are number one. And that's what I saw at your organization. So when I wanted to talk to customer service, I got right through. When I wanted to talk to a technical person, I got right through. As a matter of fact, when I wanted to talk to the CEO, I got right through. No one said, listen, he's on the golf course, he's busy, I got right through. I was so impressed that I wanted to pursue finding out more about your water filtration systems. And I have one. And I have one here at the farm, and we have for weeks, and we've tested it, and it is everything that I expected. So I just wanted to share that with you, Stephen Steinway.
Vincent, thank you very much. Obviously product information, product quality is very important. But the most important thing, as you just mentioned, is customer service. And we take great pride, go through extensive training. We know people will always have lots of questions about not only ProPure specifically, but about gravity water filtration systems. So we feel it's important to be on the front line, have the absolute best customer service available, and be there to answer questions from whoever calls into our call center.
Yep. Let me ask you this. Why don't we start with Stephen Steinway, CEO of ProPureUSA.com. What's in our water?
Oh, Vincent, there is so much in our water today. There are all sorts of contaminants. Some we know about. I'm sure there are some that we don't know about. Pesticides, herbicides, chloramines, bacteria, pharmaceutical drugs, heavy metals, and so much more, including probably the biggest contaminant today that people are concerned about, and that is fluoride. And so it's everybody's concern, even not only tap water, but natural water sources. You just don't know today if your water supply is close to land where there's a lot of pesticides or herbicides being used, and the possibility of that infiltrating into the water supply and getting into your drinking water. So, and we just don't know what else is being pumped in even to our city tap water today.
You know, I was talking with Richard Linebaugh, and he's the CEO of a well drilling company, Hewitt Messenger well drilling company in Springfield, Missouri, Nixa. And he's going to be presenting a seminar on water wells and, you know, how to have safe water. He's been drilling holes in the ground for a long time, so he's quite the expert. And he was telling us a story about, well, some people say, you know, I had my water tested and it's okay. I have a well. It's okay. Everything's fine. I'm on a well. And when was your water tested last? Oh, a couple of years ago. It's fine. Well, Richard Linebaugh was telling us a story about an orchard. And an orchard was just very, very close to a development of houses. And they were spraying the orchard when it was newly planted, just a little bit. But as the trees grew bigger, they sprayed more and more. And the water from the rain that landed on the trees and the surrounding area went downstream, downhill, just a little bit to this neighborhood well. And it polluted it. And no one knew about it for a couple of years. So they were drinking contaminated, insecticide-laden water. And they didn't know it. But, you know, they had the well tested. And everything was fine when they had it tested. But all of a sudden, one day, it was contaminated. And so when I think about water, I know that this can happen. We all actually know it can happen. This is not new to us, but we just don't want to think about it. So the way we protect ourselves here at the Finelli Family Farm is, and all of our children have water filtration systems. So whatever water that they get out of their tap, they pour it through a water filtration system before they drink it. And that's what we do. Now, is there a better way of doing it, or is that the best, most effective way for most of us?
Vincent, I think for most, that's the most effective way. You know, and several things to consider. You know, you can have inline filtration systems, but they require pressurized water. They require, you know, when you turn on your tap, there's got to be water coming out of your tap. The thing about the ProPure system, it's gravity fed. And so it can sit on your counter. It can sit anywhere you like. And the greatest thing about it is it doesn't require electricity. So if you should lose electricity and lose your water source, you can certainly go down to any lake, stream, river, pond, okay, and capture water and bring it back and pour it into a ProPure system, and the system will function exactly how it's supposed to. And that is by gravity, forcing the water through the filters into the lower storage container, and it provides you with fresh, clean drinking water.
Okay, and let's talk about that and extrapolate out a little bit more. One of the things that I noticed with a water filtration system that I had prior to yours is the water would drip through the filters from the upper canister to the lower canister, drip, drip, drip. And then one day, Mrs. Finelli said, you need to check the water filtration system. It is going way, way faster than it was before. And the water did go through it faster, and it was bypassing the filtration system because there was a filter failure. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this is because I have looked at the speed at which water flows through your filter system very, very slowly. So what that means is, and you compare this to one of those add-on faucet filter systems that you just stick on the end of your aerator, take the aerator off, put one of these small filter systems that is on the end of your faucet. You just turn your faucet, water comes through, and you can fill up your glass 1, 2, 3 very quickly. That is not the case with your water filtration system, and you have more contact time with the activated charcoal carbon filter. Is that important?
Absolutely. The thing that people need to understand when it comes to gravity water filter systems, contact time is absolutely the most important thing. You know, look at in our lifestyle today, everybody's in a hurry to do this or do that or whatever, and they've got to have it right now. But the thing about gravity water filters is the longer that water has an opportunity to touch that filter element and the components within that filter, the better job that filter can do. And when you look at a ProPure system with our new Pro 1 G2.0 filter, our filter is an all-in-one contaminants and fluoride water filter element. So the water flows through the outer ceramic core that is silver infused to help prevent the growth of bacteria. Then it goes through that activated carbon material in the core of the filter. And by the way, that's a proprietary formula of ours. It's unique in that not only does it remove fluoride, but it removes other contaminants and heavy metals as well. And we have this all-in-one filter element that mounts in the upper container of our gravity systems.
Hold that thought. Stephen, hold that thought. We'll be right back. Class, who wants to pay less taxes and enjoy the same tax deductions that the rich take? At the Get Prepared Expo, I'll show you how. This is something I learned 40 years ago, and I'm delighted to teach you. What if you lose your job or your company shuts down? The plan is for you to be financially independent by starting your own business. Any business, whatever you like to do. I haven't had a job since the 1980s. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's how long it takes to die. At the Get Prepared Expo, we'll have pallets of Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems at the lowest prices in the country. Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems, and we'll have the lowest prices in the country on top of the line Mountain House freeze-dried food with a 35-year shelf life. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at the Get Prepared Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. The financial collapse of the United States is a mathematical certainty. There's no doubt about it. U.S. Air Force Captain and author John Regan will explain why this will happen and what you need to do about it right now. We're not trying to scare you, but the collapse is coming. This and 150 seminars and exhibits are included in your pass. $8 online and $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28 and 29 at the Get Prepared Expo, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. Ladies, for $450, you can buy a brand new AR-15 rifle kit at the Get Prepared Expo. Because this AR-15 is a kit, there's no paperwork and no registrations required. It's totally private and all 100% legal. AR-15 kits and seminars on how to assemble them. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. AR-15 kits, $450 at the GetPreparedExpo.com. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. How many?
Most people know that drinking pure high alkaline pH water is the most important factor in maintaining high energy and vibrant health. Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline minerals. Using plasma pH drops is the best way to make your water alkaline to help you get rid of acid and regain your health and energy. Simply put 10 drops in the water you drink to raise the pH to a healthy level. Alkalizing water helps your body rid itself of acidic waste and increases the oxygen content of your body. Disease organisms like bacteria, viruses, and cancer cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops now by going directly to alkavision.com. That's ALKA Vision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776 today.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
Class, we're talking about water filtration systems with Stephen Steinway, and he's the CEO of ProPureUSA.com. The water filtration system that we have right here at the farm. This is the one we use every day. Stephen, you were talking about your all-in-one water filtration element, and you were saying how it's ceramic, silver infused, with a proprietary material inside, and it will remove fluoride and I'm sure chlorine as well. I mean, and here's the point. How many of us know if our water systems, from the municipalities, have fluoride? Well, are we sure or are we not sure? Are we willing to take that risk? You don't even have to find out, because if you decide that you're going to go with a ProPure system, it will remove fluoride from the water as well as chlorine. Isn't that the point, Stephen?
That's right on, Vincent. I mean, again, you don't know what's in your water. Why take the risk? With the Pro 1 G2.0 filter, again, it's an all-in-one filter element. There's no additional add-on filters required to remove fluoride, arsenic, or other heavy metals that hang down into the lower container. There's no reoccurring expense of having to replace those add-on filters. And thirdly, there's no concern of anything possibly leaching from those add-on filters. So with the ProPure G2.0 all-in-one filter, everything is in one filter element. It mounts from the top side of the upper container. It removes virtually everything, including heavy metals, VOCs, monochloramines, pesticides, herbicides, pharmaceutical drugs, of course, fluoride, bacteria, viruses, giardia, and more without any additional add-on filters. And if anyone would like to check out our website, we have certified lab reports from an independent water testing facility. And that's all they do is test water. And they're certified by the state of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. And we have several lab reports that can be viewed right on our website, ProPureUSA.com. And we welcome anyone to go visit our website and see the lab reports and see the pages and pages of contaminants that our filters remove or reduce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was impressed because, initially we might think, well, we'll just get out the chlorine, and we might want to get out the heavy metals, but we really don't know what's in our water. We really don't. And when you mention New Jersey, there are a lot of chemical plants in New Jersey, and a lot of them have leached toxic substances into the streams and rivers in New Jersey and have heavily polluted them. And we're drinking water that's been recycled many, many, many times. And Stephen, I don't know if you have studied this, but in the Springfield, Missouri community, the first aquifer that you reach when you drill a hole and make for a water well is about 450 feet deep. That aquifer is polluted. You have to go below that one to the next one, about 600 feet down, before you can reach safe drinking water. And I'm sure that Springfield, Missouri is not the only community. So for those of you who have water wells, you drill a hole in the ground and you can pump out water and you go, oh, that's great, looks clean, looks clear. You don't know. You really don't know, because the water in just under Springfield, Missouri at 450 feet is not safe to drink. And then what about how these underground aquifers are interconnected? Stephen, let me share this with you. When I lived in Virginia, there was a water well at Virginia Tech, and there was a tsunami off the coast of the Atlantic. And this tsunami hit the East Coast. It was very weak by the time it hit the East Coast. And it drove the water well, the static level of water, from 200 feet down to just 100 feet. It moved the water well 100 feet. The water column rose 100 feet as a result of the tsunami. This was a freshwater water well, which is obviously connected to the ocean. Class who wants to pay less taxes and enjoy the same tax deductions that the rich take. At the Get Prepared Expo, I'll show you how. This is something I learned 40 years ago, and I'm delighted to teach you. What if you lose your job or your company shuts down? The plan is for you to be financially independent by starting your own business. Any business, whatever you like to do. I haven't had a job since the 1980s. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's how long it takes to die. At the Get Prepared Expo, we'll have pallets of Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems at the lowest prices in the country. Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems, and we'll have the lowest prices in the country on top of the line Mountain House freeze-dried food with a 35-year shelf life. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at the Get Prepared Expo. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Youngevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right, that's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Class, if you're coming to the Get Prepared Expo and you're interested in a ride share, we have some requests from northern New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Michigan, Texas. 43 states have been to our last Get Prepared Expo. 4 countries, 43 states. So if you're interested in attending the largest preparedness expo in the United States and you need a ride share, that's not this weekend, but next weekend, send me an email, please. Vincent at usaprepares.com, usaprepares.com, or contact us through the website, the contact tab. You get there through usaprepares.com or getpreparedexpo.com. Make sure you mention rideshare on the subject line and where you need a ride from, or whether you're willing to provide a ride. Imagine this, meeting someone in a vehicle and traveling to the Get Prepared Expo. You might even want to share a room if you get to be buddies or something like that. Can you imagine that? I don't think that's all recommended by the government. I think that they frown on, being friendly and sharing expenses. And imagine 2 people or more being in the same vehicle for hours, all like-minded people going to a like-minded event. Can you imagine that? That's not this weekend, but the last weekend, next weekend, the last weekend in March in Lebanon, Missouri. Also, Erin Dakins and I were talking about diatomaceous earth and intestinal parasites and getting rid of them. And she said she feels so much better. She and I broadcast every Friday together on the Bunker Files from 2 to 4 on Truth Frequency radio. So if you're interested in tuning into that, we're going to be talking about intestinal parasites, and we are bringing cases of diatomaceous earth food grade to the Get Prepared Expo. You can buy it at the lowest price in the country and take it home with you. And that's going to be, and Erin's doing a seminar on exactly that. So Erin Dakins and I will be talking about diatomaceous earth. Also, Judy Dollarhide is going to be presenting several seminars on water filtration. And she's going to be demonstrating water filtration systems at the Get Prepared Expo. And we will have pallets. So if you're interested in ProPure water filtration systems, we will have them. And I think you'll be delighted. And I want to share this with you. Let's say you have a different brand. Well, you can replace your water filter in your other brand of water filtration system with a ProPure filter. And we will have them individually available at the Get Prepared Expo. I am delighted with the quality of ProPure water. That's what we're using. And here's something else I want to share with you. How many of you have 4-legged friends and family members? Cats, dogs, domestic animals. Well, do you want to feed them fluoride? I mean, if it's damaging you, do you really want to lower the IQ of that canine or feline? Do you really want to do that? Now, my dog, Thomas Jefferson, my dog is an English Mastiff. He's a pretty big boy. You know, when I bought him, he was $40 a pound. That's what I paid for him when he was a little boy. Now he's a big boy. Do I want to poison him with water? Is that what I want to do? I don't think so. He's a family member, and we have 5 dogs, 5 cats. I don't want to poison any of them. So here's what I found out. I got the king size Pro Pure water filtration system. It is large enough to handle our family and all of our family members who are 4-legged. You might want to consider that. So when you pick the size of water filtration system, we'll help you with that decision. We'll help you get the right size. And literally, for a few dollars more, you can get a larger size and have the capacity to provide water for your 4-legged family members. Stephen, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I think look, we have a couple of dogs at home as well. And I use our biggest system, the Pro Pure King. I love the coffee using Pro Pure water. I make orange juice with it. My wife does some cooking with it. And we're always filling the dog bowls with Pro Pure water. And of course, they love it. They better love it. Okay? I'm their dad.
You know, I gotta tell you, this is absolutely true. One of our family members has a couple dogs, and their dogs would not drink tap water. They would just avoid it. They would literally avoid drinking tap water until they got filtered water, literally filtered water through this carbon filtration system. They would not drink the water. Now they drink the water. Seriously. And this family is in Michigan. So they're not willing. The dogs know enough not to drink the water. And it's a problem because they have to drink water, but they don't want to drink the water. But now with a filtered water, they will drink the water. Interesting.
Look, I've been in cities where I didn't even want to drink the water. That's how bad it was. You know, and one time I forgot to bring my Pro Pure Scout with me, my little system, so that I could use in the hotel room. And it was just the absolute worst experience trying to drink this water, even just to brush your teeth. Okay. It left such a bad taste, and you had to know that there had to be a whole list of bad contaminants in this water that nobody wants to drink. But
and you know,
if we can just, I'm sorry. I wanted to comment, you were talking about before water moving through the aquifers and the tsunami and all that. And that's the point of all of this. We don't know what's going on with our water supplies. We don't know what's happening underneath environmentally, ecologically, and so there's a huge risk of not running your water through a Pro Pure water filtration system. And it's so important to do so because you just don't know what's in it. And then
Stephen,
Go ahead. Okay. The other important thing to know is with the Pro Pure's Pro 1G 2.0 filter, there's no need to prime the filter. Okay? You just install it in the system and fill the upper tank. With some other brands of filters, they require priming. So if your water source is contaminated water, why would you want to prime your filter with contaminated water and contaminate the filtered water? It makes no sense to me.
And in that line of thinking, let's share this. Many years ago in the 1980s, Mrs. Finelli was traveling back home from being across town, and we lived in a development back then. And she met this man who said, "Don't drink the water." And she said, "Like, why?" She said, "Well," he said, "because, of all the rain." And she I said, why? He said, well, he works for the water treatment facility, the municipality, and there was so much rain that the water treatment for the sewage system cross-connected with the reservoir for drinking water, and there was bacteria from the sewage in the water supply in the cities, or in this particular city. Now, this, you would think that this is rare. It's not rare. It happens often. So, you have a lot of rain. The rain runs downhill, runs along the curbs, picks up whatever contaminants that came off the trucks, the tractor trailers, the drips, the leaks from these tanks, the pollution from the exhaust system. All that goes downstream into the water supply. Ultimately, we get to use it again. So then when you have an overflow of the sewage treatment system, and that water cross connects with the water supply that comes from the reservoir that you're going to drink, and they can't process it fast enough, you get to drink it. But do you know in advance that water is contaminated, or is it okay 3 days from now? You don't know. You really don't know. So this guy said to my wife, don't drink the water. And she was shocked because that was the first time she had ever heard of that. Because when she grew up and I grew up, we had wells. We had our own wells, and we were responsible for our own water. But some of that might have been polluted as well. Bottom line is exactly what you said. You don't know. And when you think about a tsunami hitting the Atlantic and it pushing against the underground water supply and moving that water supply up 100 feet inside the well column, it's unbelievable. It mixes together and it's moving underground. It's not stagnant. It moves. So pollution from miles away could be coming your way, or pollution from your area could be going miles away, and water underground travels. Absolutely. That's the whole point.
Yep.
We don't know. And so for a couple $100 or less, you can have a water filtration system that will last generations. And all you have to do is have some extra filter elements. And we'll have them at the expo. And I want to share something else. How many of you are preparedness minded like I am, and want to make sure that you have spare parts? Well, if you have another brand of filter system and you want a stainless steel spigot, we'll have them available individually at the Get Prepared Expo. If you want to buy cases of water filtration elements, we'll have them by the case, or you can buy them individually. You can buy 1, 2, 3, 4. And Stephen likes me to use the word best value. So we'll say we have the best value in the country. I absolutely guarantee. He doesn't like me to use other words. He doesn't like me to use synonyms for value. He wants me to use the word value. So we're going to have them at the best value in the country. And Stephen, you shipped a bunch of them to us, didn't you?
Yes, absolutely. I think we shipped 2 skids of systems and filters, and I think there was a sample of some other products to show everyone at your Get Prepared Expo.
Yeah, I'm all excited. So, class, if you're concerned about your water, and you should be, if you've listened to Dr. Richard Allen Miller, Matt Stein, Norm Shealy, the list goes on and on of your senior instructors, you're really going to want to consider water filtration. And you don't have to get it from us. But please make sure you do have a water filtration system that will work with pond water and every other kind of water that you might encounter. Class who wants to pay less taxes and enjoy the same tax deductions that the rich take. At the Get Prepared Expo, I'll show you how. This is something I learned 40 years ago, and I'm delighted to teach you. What if you lose your job or your company shuts down? The plan is for you to be financially independent by starting your own business. Any business, whatever you like to do. I haven't had a job since the 1980s. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. That's how long it takes to die. At the Get Prepared Expo, we'll have pallets of Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems at the lowest prices in the country. Berkey and ProPure water filtration systems, and we'll have the lowest prices in the country on top of the line Mountain House freeze-dried food with a 35-year shelf life. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at the Get Prepared Expo. Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. The financial collapse of the United States is a mathematical certainty. There's no doubt about it. U.S. Air Force Captain and author John Regan will explain why this will happen and what you need to do about it right now. We're not trying to scare you, but the collapse is coming. This and 150 seminars and exhibits are included in your pass. $8 online and $10 a day at the door. Saturday and Sunday, March 28 and 29 at the Get Prepared Expo, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. Ladies, for $450, you can buy a brand new AR-15 rifle kit at the Get Prepared Expo. Because this AR-15 is a kit, there's no paperwork and no registrations required. It's totally private and all 100% legal. AR-15 kits and seminars on how to assemble them. 150 seminars and exhibits, $8 online, $10 at the door. AR-15 kits, $450 at the GetPreparedExpo.com. Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th, Cowan Civic Center, Lebanon, Missouri. How many?
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins. But did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co. Why? Because bidbit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at bidbit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at bidbit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co, bidbit.co.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit goberkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at goberkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
Class, we still have some seats available for the all-day seminar on Friday. Not today, but next Friday with Dr. Richard Allen Miller and Matt Stein. Game Over Events. $85. It's a special seminar. It's not bundled in with your $8 online passes for the Get Prepared Expo, where we have about 90 or 100 other seminars. But this is an all-day special seminar on game over events. Serious information for the serious survivalist. Tickets are still available. You go to the website, usaprepares.com or Get Prepared Expo, and you can purchase your tickets right there. Bring your receipt with you, and make sure you're there early on Friday for the all-day seminar. And I think you'll be quite impressed. Also, if you would like to attend the banquet meals with your instructors and exhibitors, we need to know pretty soon if you're coming. So we still have some seats available for the banquet meals. And the reason we need to have your tickets purchased, $10.80 for the banquet meals. The reason is we need to tell the caterer how much food to bring. So make sure you get your tickets. I guarantee it will be one of life's 10 most memorable events coming to the Get Prepared Expo. You'll be so impressed with who you meet. Your instructors are the best in the industry. Seriously. Now, I have a homework assignment for you. We've been talking about water with Stephen Steinway, CEO of ProPureUSA.com. Now, here's your homework assignment. For those of you who have toilets in your house, I want you to take the lid off the toilet tank in the back, okay, where the water reservoir is. I'd like you to take that lid off, and I'd like you to stick your hand in there. You don't want to stick your hand in there? Why? Because it's brown or reddish brown or black? You don't want that. You don't want to touch that slime? Is that what you're saying? Now, I want you to stick your hand in there. Here's the point. That's the water you're drinking. If you want to see what the water you're drinking is like, just open up the toilet tank and look inside there. You will see, depending on the water supply, you'll see reddish slime, brownish slime. You might see some green. You might see some calcium deposits. You might see some black mold. If you don't, if it's crystal clear, that's because your water has so much chlorine in it, nothing can live. So it's one of those two conditions. Either you've got slime and stuff in there, or it's crystal clear because of the overchlorination. And you're killing yourself with the overchlorination. And you might be getting sick from the slime that's in your water. So take a look. Seriously. If that doesn't convince you, I don't know what will. What are your thoughts, Stephen?
Vincent, that was excellent. Really, there's nothing more I could add to that. It's such a simple, easy test. Take off the lid, take a look inside. If you won't touch it, you probably shouldn't be drinking it.
Yeah. And you know, I learned this many years ago. I used to be a real estate investor back in the 80s. And when I wanted to learn how old a house was that I was interested in buying, I would take off that lid on the toilet tank and look in there, and it'd be a date stamp. And I could tell roughly when that house was built, or at least when that toilet was put in. So typically people would put a toilet in, they'd last for, as long as a house. Well, that's how I was able to tell very quickly about when that house was built, because the toilet was, within 6 months of age of when the construction of that house was, because typically the toilet was put in just as the house was being completed, final steps. So if you want to see, and I've looked in many a toilet tank, purchasing properties, and if you have to replace the toilet flush valve, you'll get a chance to see it. And it really, if you won't stick your hand in there, you don't want to drink that water. So we really strongly suggest you consider buying a water filtration system. Get a good one. And if you want one at what we would consider the best value in the country, come to the Get Prepared Expo. Stephen Steinway, it has been delightful working with you. And next time we're on the air, I'm going to ask you, why did you start this company? We'll do that next time. That ought to be an eye-opener. Stephen Steinway, thank you so much, class. Above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you. We'll see you at the expo.
Attention listeners, SurvivalLife.com is giving away free EverStrike permanent matches for a limited time only. These matches are waterproof and will light in any weather condition, rain, snow, or sleet. It will still throw a spark. Its built-in ferro rod strikes at 3,000 degrees, and it is good for 15,000 strikes. Normally, $15. Today, it's free. Get yours at freesurvivalmatch.com. That's freesurvivalmatch.com. Hurry, supplies are limited. Visit freesurvivalmatch.com today.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.